Wasabi wallet. Unfairly private.
When you are getting into Bitcoin for the first time, one of the first hurdles that you're going to encounter is how to buy and accumulate your Bitcoin. Now, of course, there's a lot of different options here in Canada. So today I'm going to be taking a look at NETCOINS, a super easy way to be able to fund your account, buy Bitcoin, and get it out to your own personally held wallet. I am Ben with the BTC Sessions, and this is your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.
Now, before we dive in, I want to give a shout out to sponsors of the show, LEDN.io. This is where you can use your Bitcoin for a variety of different services. Of course, they have their Bitcoin-backed loans. So if you are in a pinch and you need dollars, but you don't want to sell your Bitcoin because that's taxable and because you're worried about having to buy back in at a higher price point, this could be for you. So what you're able to do is deposit your Bitcoin, get dollars in your bank account within 24 hours, and when you pay back that loan, you get back the exact same amount of Bitcoin. Now, they also have their Bitcoin and USDC savings accounts with interest up to 11.7% annually paid monthly. And they've got their B2X offering, which uses the same loan mechanism to instantly buy more Bitcoin, effectively doubling your Bitcoin on the spot. If you want to check these guys out, there is a link in the show notes down below. And if you use that link and opt to get a loan with it, they will give you $50 worth of Bitcoin for free. So check out LEDN. Secondly, we have the legends over at Cloaks. These guys are awesome. A bunch of incredible Bitcoiners got together with some 3D printers and started pumping out awesome swag. In fact, the best Bitcoin swag out there. They've got a little bit of everything for everyone. They've got covers for your Bitcoin node. They have shelving and drawer units to store your hardware wallets in. They've got sticker packs. They've, of course, got sleeves for your hardware wallets, coasters. They've even got night lights. Just all of the greatest swag out there. So be sure to head over and check them out at cryptocloaks.com. And hey, if you want a little bonus, you can get a discount by using the code BTC Sessions, all one word, at checkout. So check them out, cryptocloaks.com. And finally, we have the Cobo Vault. Now, I've done a full tutorial video on this device. This is a dedicated hardware device to secure your Bitcoin. And the best thing about it is it's completely air gapped. And what that means is it's entirely offline. You never even plug the thing into a computer, which means that the keys to your money are secured safely offline. Now, of course, they've got Bitcoin only firmware, which I highly recommend running. They've got a secure element, but one of my favorite things about this device is the interoperability with some of my other favorite Bitcoin wallets. You can use it with Bitcoin Core, Electrum, Wasabi wallet on desktop, which is my go-to, and Blue Wallet, which is my #1 used Bitcoin mobile wallet, which we'll be using today with NETCOINS. So be sure to check out the Cobo Vault, and there's a link to pick it up in the show notes down below, as well as that tutorial I mentioned. And with that, let's dive into the show. So here we are on the NETCOINS main page. Now, this is, again, a great option for me here in Canada. I've been playing around with it. I quite enjoy it. Now, I was familiar with NETCOINS a few years back, and they've definitely revamped and made their website a lot easier to navigate. There's some pivoting and stuff going on, and I really like where they've come to and settled on right now, and it's constantly evolving. But sign up was nice and easy and pretty damn streamlined, if I may say so myself, and the layout here is pretty simple. So I'm just going to take you through what's in front of you, then we'll get to buying, selling, and utilizing the platform. So pretty much in front of you, of course, you've got your total balance of anything that's sitting here. Along the left hand side, you have your tabs of what you're going to be using. So you have your main dashboard that we're on right now. You have funding, you have buying and selling, and you have withdraw, and you also have your little referral link here. So along the top, underneath your balances, you have it separated out into assets. Of course, you've got Canadian dollars, you've got your Bitcoin. You can see I already have a balance sitting here from a previous buy, and you've got some other coin options. Now, you know me, I'm totally focused on Bitcoin. So I pretty much live in these two, Canadian dollars and Bitcoin, and that's all I'm really concerned with. But if you're dabbling, unlike myself, then you would be scrolling to the right here. Of course, you scroll down, you've got again the referral thing here. You've got any open orders, so you can set limit orders, which we'll touch on in a minute. And then you've got previous transactions. So it shows any deposits, withdrawals, buys, sells, everything down here. And you can see, actually, nice thing that they've added is you can see how much you bought and at what price point it was when you bought it. You can also export this for taxation purposes if you're doing a lot of buys and sells. Well, it's all there for you. So excellent, excellent here. You can export it as a CSV file, which is great. Now, the other thing that I wanted to touch on here is, of course, you've got your settings wheel up in the top right. We're going to be touching on some of the stuff in the settings in a moment. But for right now, let's get to how to actually utilize Netcoins. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to fund our account. So if I hit fund, and this is, we're going down the funnel of buying right now, we're going to need to fund with dollars. Now you can do this with Canadian or US dollars to your Netcoins account. So if I click on fund my account with dollars, you're going to select your currency, Canada here, I'm going to hit Canadian dollars, and you have different funding methods. And if I hit the drop down, you can see my default methods that I can use are Interac e-transfer. For me, the easiest, wire transfer or online bill payment. So Interac e-transfer, which I'm going to be using, easy. They say, okay, send it to this recipient email and use this memo in the message. And that's pretty much it. Now, when you go to wire transfer, of course, they're going to say, how much do you want to fund? And then you will get a message regarding where to send that wire transfer. And then for an online bill payment, you're actually going to go in, you're going to choose your bank from the drop-down menu. You're going to say how much you want to send, and then you're going to go to your banking app and add Netcoins as a payee, and then you're going to send it that way through just a regular bill payment with your online banking. So we're going to be, as I said, utilizing the Interac e-transfer. I find it to be the easiest method here. Okay, so there's no fee, by the way. There's no fee to fund your account here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to jump over to my banking on the other screen here, and I'm just going to shoot off a quick e-transfer. I've already set them up as an Interac e-transfer recipient here. I'm just going to send over $100. Okay, so I'm just quickly doing that on my second screen here. That looks good. Netcoins. Continue. And I just need to put that memo. So there's a copy button right here. There we go. Paste that in. Confirm. Okay, so my Interac e-transfer has been sent and completed. Now it's just waiting. And these things are, in my experience, pretty quick. So we'll just see how quickly that funding comes through. It shouldn't be more than a few minutes. So we'll be right back as soon as that is finished. Boom. All right. Literally 2 minutes after sending it off, my account is now credited. We can see 100 Canadian dollars sitting there. We're ready to buy. So all we're going to do now that we have Canadian dollars sitting here is we're going to go over to the left-hand side and click on buy and sell. It is quite easy to use, but I just want to show a couple little options here. So we're going to do it a very basic way. We're going to just be saying the amount to spend and what we're buying. So if you're buying something else, again, you know me, I'm Bitcoin only, but you can select from a drop down here, but we're on Bitcoin. We're in our safe space right here. Okay. Now, I want to buy. Now, there's a drop down to sell if you're doing that. And order type is either instant or limit. Now, what is a limit order? Basically, you're going to set a price at which if Bitcoin hits that price or whatever asset you're dealing with, then you're going to spend X amount of dollars. So I might be thinking, well, maybe Bitcoin's going to drop a little bit and I'd like to pick it up. And I can see, well, Bitcoin's at 14 grand right now. If it drops down to, it's at like 14.6 right now. If it drops 200 bucks, I'd like to buy a little bit more, maybe $100 worth. So I could say, well, if it drops to 14,500, I want to spend maybe 50 bucks, and then I can hit preview and it will set that order. And if their price point hits, then it will make that $50 purchase for me. Okay. But we're going to do something a little easier. And this is just my regular flow. Buy instant. How much do I want to spend? I could put in any dollar amount that I have, or if you just want to do it all, you hit max, you hit preview. And it says, okay, listen, you're going to buy this much Bitcoin at this current price per coin. Your total, your subtotal is $99.50 because they have a 0.5% fee. And there we go. I pay a total of $100. So I hit buy now. And that will fly into my account. Boom, order details. It gives me everything all the way down, exactly what just happened, the time, the order number, the subtotal, the fee that I paid, which was 50 cents, and a total of $100 spent. Okay, and now I can look over at my Bitcoin balance. I can see it's gone up by about 100 bucks. I've now got $200 worth of Bitcoin sitting there in my account. So what next? What happens here? We have Bitcoin in our account. It's sitting on NetCoins. It's sitting with NetCoins as a custodian. Now, of course, one of the major appeals of Bitcoin is being able to be your own bank. That's kind of why it was invented, right? So I think personally, it's good practice to get Bitcoin into your own custody. Now, there are some things to consider here. Of course, Bitcoin transactions themselves incur fees, which go to the miners, the people that are maintaining the network. Okay, so keep that into consideration, because as you're transferring money out of NetCoins, there will be the miner fee associated with that. Now, this in no way goes to NetCoins. Again, it's part of the network fee, and depending on how busy the network is, it can fluctuate quite a bit. So some people may prefer to accumulate a little bit of Bitcoin in their account before transferring out. Others, if you're making big buys, you can just send it out whenever you're ready. Enough babbling. How do we do that? Easy. Go over to the left-hand side, hit withdraw. Now, at this point, I'm going to be using a mobile wallet on my phone, and it is called Blue Wallet. Okay, I do have a full tutorial on how to use Blue Wallet. I will link that in the show notes down below. If you don't know how to use a Bitcoin wallet yet, check that out. You'll be set up in no time at all. But regardless, I have a Bitcoin wallet on my phone. So I can see it right here on my phone here. Sorry for the reflection, but you get the point. Anyways, at the bottom of my Bitcoin wallet on Blue Wallet, there's a little button that says receive. And when I hit receive, I'm going to get a QR code that looks like this. Again, apologies for the reflection, but I get something like this. Okay, all I need to do here on NetCoins is I'm going to hit withdraw crypto. You select what you'd like to withdraw. Again, we're dealing with Bitcoin. It's the only one that we have, so it's the only one that shows up in the dropdown. Now, how much would you like to withdraw? It says this is your available balance. The withdrawal fee is 0.0005 Bitcoin. And the dollar amount of that withdrawal fee is going to vary depending on what the price of Bitcoin actually is, because Bitcoin is its own currency. So fees and everything are priced in that native currency. So you need to take that into account. The way that NetCoins deals with this is they kind of cover themselves for the fluctuating fee market that happens on Bitcoin. So, you know, in times where it's lower, then they kind of cover themselves with this generalized fee based on sometimes it being higher than that for them to get it out quickly. And they try to set the network fee so that you will receive your coins quite quickly. Okay. Anyways, so I'm going to say I want to withdraw the max. Now, you can save Bitcoin wallet addresses, and as you use them, they will be kind of saved in your system. But it is best to utilize, for privacy purposes, it's best to utilize a new address every single time. So if you have an address pasted or copied on your clipboard, you can do that here and paste it in. Or you can tap this button and it's going to open up my my camera. And as soon as it sees the QR code, it scans it. Best practice is to take a look at your phone and check the long string of digits below your QR code to make sure it's the same as the one on the screen. You can check kind of the first few digits and the last few digits. You should be okay. If you want to label, you can. I'm going to say Blue Wallet. And then you can give it a note. But yeah, I'll just say tutorial video. There we go. Now you don't need to leave a note, but you can. Okay, I'm going to hit next. Now, I have something set up called two-factor authentication, or 2FA. Okay, and what this is, it's an extra layer of security. I highly recommend enabling it. All you're doing is you're running an app on your phone that has a numerical code that times out after 60 seconds. Okay, so basically, to get into your account or withdraw from your account, you need to have this app on your phone. So that means that somebody, if they hack into your account, they still can't withdraw because they don't have this code. So I hit 2FA withdrawal. Okay. And it says enter the 6-digit code required. Boom, boom, boom. 833. Okay. We have emailed you a secure link. Please check your inbox and follow the link to complete your withdrawal. So just on my other screen here, I'm just opening up. I already have the email from them. Looks good. And then I hit confirm withdrawal. And it did open a new. Okay. And I'll just pull this over here and plunk it in. So here's the window that it opened for me. And it says withdrawal complete. You requested to withdraw, and there's your fee, and withdrawn to Blue Wallet. Okay. And I should see this pop up. There we go. I can see it right now. I just got a notification, and I'll pull it up for you. But I can see there's the incoming Bitcoin right there in my wallet. And it is now, if you can see without the, there we go, now in my custody. Okay. So that's pretty much it for the purchase and get it into my own custody steps. Now, what about the opposite? Really quick, we're just going to look at what it would look like to sell. Okay. So effectively, let's say that you've been withdrawing your Bitcoin to your own personal wallet. Well, you would just have to send it back to NetCoins. So you're going to go to the fund tab over on the left-hand side. Okay. This time, instead of funding with dollars, you say deposit crypto. Again, there's no fee to do this other than like the network fee from your own wallet, and you can set that. So you choose what you're depositing. Again, Bitcoin, I'm in my happy space here. You would just scan this with your own wallet. So just to show you what that would look like, on my Blue Wallet, down at the bottom, there's a send button. So I literally just hit that send button, and there's a little button here that says scan in the middle. Okay. And when I hit scan, it opens up my camera, and I can scan the QR code on my phone, and it shows the exact same, this set of numbers and letters here, the address, it scans that and has it on my phone so that it knows where to send. And then I just designate how much I want to send and finish the transaction, and it will pop up in my account in short order. Now, once I've deposited my Bitcoin, again, I go over to buy and sell. I will see here, I just changed this here. It says I would like to sell. And then I'm on Bitcoin. Remember, if I have something else, then I just do the drop down, and then I choose the amount to sell. I can pick max if I choose, and then I just go through the same thing, and then I will have dollars in my account. Now, when I have the dollars in my account, the last step, same as when we were buying, we now withdraw. So when you go here, instead of withdrawing crypto, you're withdrawing dollars. You tap there. How much would you like to withdraw? Is it Canadian or US dollars? And by default, it will be an e-transfer sent to yourself. Now, if you do not want an e-transfer, or rather, if you're dealing with a large amount of cash, the regulations in Canada in regards to anti-money laundering is anything above $10,000. Anything below, e-transfer is all good. But anything above, look what happens, 10 10,000. It'll say, please fill out your bank details on the following page for withdrawals over $10,000. Our team will reach out if we need more details. And effectively, you're going to end up getting like a wire transfer here. Okay, so basically it's pretty simple withdrawing, and you just get your regular e-transfer. It tells you all the info. Okay, this is what the password is going to be, so on and so forth. Okay, and that's it for buying and selling. Now, I should say there is actually one other way to go ahead and buy, and that's over here. If you go into the little settings wheel, you go all the way down to the bottom, you can hit buy with credit card. And this kind of gives you a portal that goes to something called Simplex so that you can purchase the credit card. Now, the interesting thing here is you don't actually have to verify your account with ID and everything. You can just kind of sign up with email. Reason being is that the verification happens with the transaction on your credit card, so they just make sure that it's actually you and ask a few questions. But you pretty much from the get-go, you say, okay, I want Bitcoin, I want to spend this many dollars, and then you paste in a Bitcoin address, you answer a few questions, and you shoot it off, and the transaction goes through pretty quickly and should be in your account or in your wallet relatively quickly. So one thing to note is because of legacy infrastructure and the nature of credit cards and the risk involved and potential fraud risk and so on and so forth, the fees on something like a credit card transaction are quite a bit higher. They can be a few percent, sometimes even like 5%. It can vary, but again, it's going through Simplex. It's why it's not front and center here, but I thought you should know it is an option if credit card is kind of the only thing you can deal with. Okay. Now, a couple other things I wanted to touch on here. Let's take a look at the settings. A few things here. So when I hit the settings wheel in the top right, of course, you have your profile that you can make changes to. You can change your base currency. So whether you're seeing this in Canadian dollars or US dollars, whatever, any addresses you've used will be saved here. You can set price alerts. So let's just quickly take a look at price alerts. So if I hit price alerts, it takes me to a screen where I can add a price alert. I choose what I want a price alert on, and I can choose whether it hits a target price or whether it makes a certain percentage move. Okay, so for instance, if I want to be alerted when Bitcoin hits 15,000 Canadian dollars, I can put that here, and I can either make it so if it's the first time it hits it, let me know, or if it's every single time it hits that price point, and then I can let them know whether I want an email when that happens or just a text message or both. Okay, so you can set those price alerts here nice and easily. What else in the settings wheel? Really quick. Again, this is where I set up two-factor authentication. I highly recommend you do that. As I said, you got to secure these accounts. There's no take backsies when it comes to Bitcoin. Those transactions are irreversible. Okay, so get in there, get two-factor authentication, and download an app called Google Authenticator. It's really easy. They show you a QR code on your NETCOINS account. You scan it with the app, and then it has this regenerating 6-digit number that changes every 60 seconds. So do that, okay? When you go to activity, it'll show you any previous transactions, logins, all that kind of stuff. And then finally down here, I wanted to touch really quickly on the referral program, and you can get to this through a variety of means, through the main page. You know, it's here, it's in the settings, and for good reason, because why not get paid while you're doing this? If you're showing your friends how to utilize this, really simple. So pretty much when you go to your referral program, it shows how many people have signed up through it, how many people have actually gone through the verification process, how many people have traded over $100, which is the threshold in order to receive your kickback, and how much you've made in referral rewards. Now, again, in order to get a referral reward, which is $10, you need to sign somebody up who's from Canada, who buys and sells more than $100 here. Okay, it's really easy. You can share a referral link. You can share via email and put in a friend's email address. You can share via text message and just put in a phone number, or you can share via your social media, Twitter or Facebook, and just post the link there. And side note, if you want to help out the show and you're looking at playing around with NetCoins, then you can also use, I'll have a link down below to use NetCoins. And actually, if you use that link, yes, I get a referral, but you get $10 for free as well. Okay, if you just sign up normally, that doesn't happen. But if you sign up through the link, then the person signing up, so if you're referring a friend, when they sign up, they get $10 as well. So kind of a cool kickback, and definitely a welcome thing for newcomers to the Bitcoin space. So all in all, I hope this has been helpful. I hope this kind of gets you over the cusp of deciding whether or not you're going to be jumping into Bitcoin, or maybe trying new platforms and trying things out. But yeah, I found NetCoins to be incredibly easy to use. The sign up process was simple. It's quick. Things are pretty much easy to navigate, and understanding the fees is nice and easy. And yeah, the kickbacks on the referrals seem to be pretty good, and funding is like that. It's like 2 minutes when you do that e-transfer. So kudos to NetCoins, and I do recommend you check them out. With that, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. If you found this useful, do share it around. Of course, you can hit up that link down below to try NetCoins out. If you want to help out the show in another way, do hit up the sponsors that I mentioned at the beginning. That was LEDN, Cloaks, and Cobo. Links for those all down below. You can also like, subscribe, and share to the channel. That's super, super helpful. And if you really loved what you saw, you can drop me a Bitcoin Lightning Network tip at my tippin.me page. That is tippin.me/@BTC sessions. If you don't know what Lightning is, take a peek through the channel. I've got plenty of tutorials on that kind of stuff. With that, I'm out. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening or day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time for your daily session.